Hi everyone, it's Desiree and I am here with Spellbinders and their amazing Paper Grace Die of the Month for July. You can see you get some flowers that you can make for this die, and it is a 3-piece die. So as I lay that out here, when it comes to this section, you've got 3 main pieces, and then you have another smaller piece. So here you can either get an outline or you can set this into it and you'll have this beautiful filigree cutout going around it, and then this would be solid. Or you could even put that center in and now you've just got this frame, so to speak, when it comes to this die. So as always with the amazing Paper Grace, you've got so many choices and options as to what you can do with your pieces. This one's going to be pretty interesting. Usually when it comes to the amazing Paper Grace, especially this die, and the details that come with it, I do play around with it. I do some die cutting, play around with the pieces, see what they'll do, see what I can do with them. So as I was coming up with my idea, I actually came up with yet another idea, which I will definitely show you. As always, I'm going to take care of my die cutting offline and just have that ready. So I'll walk through the pieces that I have cut. So I will be right back. Okay, so I am back. So these are the pieces that I've cut. So by using all of these die pieces from here to here, I'm going to take that out. I did not use the flowers, but using these 3 dies right here, you will get this look. This is the piece that you will get. It is absolutely gorgeous. All right, so many possibilities with it. By just using these 2 pieces alone, you will get this look. So you'll get the cutout and then you'll get the solid piece. Then, of course, this piece here, I have 4 pieces cut out. Now, what I did for these, I dug into my scrap bin of backgrounds. I love to make backgrounds, whether it's watercolors, sprays, anything, splatters. It doesn't matter what it is. I love making backgrounds. I actually find it kind of relaxing, even for ink smushing. So I dug into my collection and I grabbed these. I thought this dark blue worked really nice with that. And then I also cut 2 of these out of this piece as well, and you'll see what we're doing. What I also have here is a 5 by 6.5 card base, and it is a side folding. And what I did while I was, sorry about that noise, I have the windows open, beautiful day. And of course a motorcycle goes by. So I want to make sure that this piece here was centered on the card, because what we're going to do, and I'm going to start doing that, is we're going to start, I want to glue these pieces around that. So I'm going to have that opening there. But I want to work on these first. So I first want to get these pieces together and I'm going to grab some fine twine. I still want to stay with some twine. Now you could also use clear thread, translucent thread. I, unfortunately, cannot find mine, so not a big deal. So I'm just going to cut a piece off, and I am going to glue these together. Now, they are symmetrical to each other, so that is a beautiful thing. So I'm just going to put some glue down Just some dots. And then get these first two light blue pieces together. And then just make sure, you know, that they're lined up. So we have that and we have that. So now we don't have a wrong side. So now I'm going to take these pieces. Now, this is actually watercolor paper. These are actually watercolor pieces that I had made. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put one on the front and one on the back. So I cut two out of the light blue for two reasons. One, to give it more, a thicker dimension. The other reason is when you look at it at the side, you're going to see the light blue, not the white. The light blue will actually take over, and that's what the eye will see. Now, you could always take a blue marker, go around the edge of these pieces. There's many things that you can certainly do. I just chose to cut two more of the light blue, and then that would just mask it just a little bit. Okay, so now we have this piece ready. Now I'm going to take my thread and I'm going to thread it through the top. And I want to place it in this center. So you can see where I'm going. I don't want a spinner. I want this to go freely in this card. So I actually want to have that sit there. I'm going to grab some double-sided tape and I'm going to tear off a small piece. And I'm going to put that across that there. And I'm just going to push that in there. I'm going to set this on top and know that I can put another piece. I just want to make sure that my string is going to stay secured. So I'm just going to put a few pieces down. And then I'm going to snip. All right. So now I am going to remove the release paper from the front. And I'm going to grab one of my pieces, use my glue, and I will make sure that I do go around these edges so that they don't lift. And I'm going to start at the bottom, line everything up, and then set it down. Then I'm going to flip my card over and I'm going to open her up. And now I'm going to glue this one down. Same thing, but I'm going to be able, I wanted the same look on the inside. There were so many ideas that I had for this. I think of the shakers. The beautiful, beautiful shaker cards that you could make. Okay, and I'm going to press that down as well. Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to put down my lace pieces here. And I'm just going to put glue on the outside of these pieces. I'm going to go through the inside, and then we'll just put some dots every so often. Wipe away that excess glue that's driving me crazy. And I found a spot. There we go. So now I'm going to set this down. And again, you're lining everything up. I'm using the cutout as what I'm lining up to, because it will match that brown base, which is actually Desert Storm. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the inside. So we're going to put glue down, and then on the outside. And again, you can just use dots of glue. You don't need a lot. You just need to, and you don't have to hit every section. You just want to make sure that you get the majority of the sections. And now I'm going to put that there, and that's going to line up nicely. And now I'm just going to put some embellishments on the outside of that. And for that, I want to use my mirror confetti. I do like this confetti. Now, you could have used a gold too, because it looks like I used a gold fleck in that charm. But I do want to pick certain spots where I'm going to put my embellishments. And what's great with her pieces is you can usually be very symmetrical, sort of. So I'm just going to look at some of the areas and decide, do I want to keep going, or do I just want to stop? And I think for right now I'm going to stop there. I'm going to grab my wax pencil, and I do want to make sure that I grab the same size of the confetti piece each time I put one down. So now I want another small one. And I also want to make sure they're facing the right way. Yeah, me and these things, we do not win, or we do not get along. Eventually I win, but it takes a while. Yeah, I could do this like 20 million times. All right, and now let's see, what's the next size that I want to go with? All right, I think I want to go with that one. And I got a different size there. You can see some of them stick together. It's awesome when it happens. Although I will say it helps. Oh my goodness. And then I think I'm going to round out on the outside with the larger size. Let's see. Yes. I like that. All right, let me clean these up. I'll get those out of my way, or else I'll end up putting them everywhere. These, by the way, are Pretty Pink Posh, and they're called Sparkling Clear Confetti. So you can see that's pretty much the design. You have plenty of room to, on the inside, write your message down in through here or up in through here. Think of this in Christmas colors. So that would be a beautiful ornament for someone's tree. You know, you just don't glue it in the way that I did. But you can see now, I mean, again, as I open this, it's going to be laying down. But you can see how that's going to just dangle off that card. So again, something simple construction, but boy, does it have an impact. But when I was putting this together, I had a couple ideas. So I dug deeper into my watercolor, my background stash. So I found these real pretty pink ones. That is actually watercolor. And then I found these with some great variegation from a green to a soft blue. And then I used one of my speckled. This is one where I just kept on speckling oxides. I just love them. I think they are so cool. So what I'm going to do is these I'm going to use for the back. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the charms, or the charm on the one card that we just made, to these. I'm going to put a backing to each of these. And then just make sure that I get those matched together. Matter of fact, we'll put pressure on that. And then we need more pressure. There we go. Pressure. So I'm going to do that to the rest of these, and I will be right back. Okay, so I am back. So these are the pieces, and again, I gave them a white back. What this did, now I know when I made these, this is the Canson XL watercolor paper, so that's what I used to cut out the secondary piece, that same material. Now, what can we do with these? What I saw were earrings. These are going to make beautiful earrings. Yes, I wear this big of earrings. And so does my sister. My sister is a big earring wearer, and she likes to wear all kinds of different types of earrings. So I thought these would be absolutely perfect for her. Yes, I'm already thinking about Christmas. So these are the posts that I have. I do have the backings, the plastic backings that go with them. And whenever I work with my jewelry or jewelry findings, I always wash my hands first. I sanitize my hands when I put this together, just to make sure that I am not contaminating the metals too much. I do like to make sure that I'm not touching this end that often. I mean, I really honestly don't like to touch any of the metal, but I mean, we have to. I mean, we're touching it with, you know, some tools here. But I do have a cloth where I do wipe them down as well before. And that's, I mean, especially if I do sell them. But I thought these are absolutely beautiful. I mean, think of the potential that you have with some of the cardstocks that you have, other materials that are out there that can be used for these. The sky is the absolute limit on these. But when I saw, as I was putting that charm together, I'm just like, oh, this would be awesome. And oh, I put the wrong colors on. I wanted the gold onto those because they had the gold spots. So we can do that. So we can just make those changes real quick. Just won't put them back together. So you can see from the amazing Paper Grace die, we went from a card to making earrings. Again, think outside that box. Look at what else could be the potential for the item that you're creating. It doesn't also, I mean, yes, I'm using paper. Why can't earrings be paper? I make paper beads all the time. And they can be made into many, many items. And yes, I gotta make sure I wash that one down. So that's the beauty of paper. Again, we can do so much with it. Wow, I'm having a hard time with this one. My goodness. Maybe it's my tool. I think it's my tool. I think it's out of whack. Well, that's going to be horrible. Okay. And now we've got these. I think these posts are extremely easy because all you have to do is just bend out that piece just a little bit, just to get it in place. It's like a jump ring almost. Just got to remember you're putting your piece in the direction in which you want it. And there you go. So here we have some absolutely beautiful earrings. I just need to make sure I crimp these just a little bit. There we go. So we have these. Now again, not good to wear these in the rain. It is paper. I'm sure there's a way that they can be shellacked or preserved in some way, but I do like the matte look from the papers. And then of course we have our card. So I do hope you enjoyed these two projects. One was that came out of the charm that's in the center of our card. Again, I do hope you enjoyed them. I hope I gave you some ideas for when you get your kit, if you do subscribe to the Amazing Paper Grace Die of the Month. If not, make sure you grab it while you can. If you do subscribe now, this is the kit that you will get for the Amazing Paper Grace. All the products that I used, of course, with the links to the subscriptions, the link to their gallery, their blog, their shop for Spellbinders. I encourage you just to check out their gallery, just to be inspired to see all the many wonderful creations that have been made with this die set so far. You will be amazed of some of the ideas that people came up with. They're absolutely gorgeous. But they will be available down below in the video description. If you're on your computer, just hit show more on the left-hand side underneath the video. And if you're on a mobile device, look to the right. There's an arrow pointing down. Click on that and it will expand. If you have any questions, leave those down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can as well. If you haven't already subscribed, I'd love for you to be a part of my group, and you can see all the many wonderful things that we can do with paper. There is a lot. I hope everyone is enjoying their day. Continue to stay safe and healthy. But remember what's most important to me also as we're staying safe. Always be creative. Till next time, guys.